And in trouble in the backfield, and down goes Williams. Knifing through is Alex Singleton with the takedown. It's a loss of 3, and the Cardinals will have to punt. 3rd down and 7, but obviously now solely an edge rusher. Batted ball, and incomplete. It was L.J. Collier, and it may have been picked off on the redirection. He said he's likely going to try upstairs in week 2. From the pocket, and the receiver fell down and is picked off. It's intercepted by Isong Bassi, bringing it back to the 40-yard line. Not sure if that was on the quarterback. It looked like the receiver slipped, and it's a turnover by the Cardinals.
That actually fell down. Clayton Tune threw that ball. Yeah, Rondale Moore was the one who fell down coming in on the in route, and Bassi jumped it. Johnny on the spot.
Wilson had a ton of success in this building. Throws a laser inside the 25-yard line to Jerry Jeudy, who had just under 1,000 yards a year ago. 2nd and 9 on the 22. Wilson to the air. In trouble, and Wilson sacked by Dennis Gardeck. Gardeck, who came into the NFL just trying to make the roster, became an outstanding special teams player. 3rd down and 16. Wilson in trouble again. Flips the ball forward, incomplete. That's a forward pass, incomplete. At right tackle, big month for him. In trouble is Tune, and he's sacked back at the 30-yard line. Matt Henningsen in the backfield. Nick Benito out of Oklahoma as well. 4-man rush for Denver. Tune with time, and he has a completion for a 1st down to the 42-yard line. Andre Bocelli, gain of 21. In Arizona territory for the 3rd time. Play fake. Wilson stepping up, launches it complete to Sutton, who gets up and runs, and brought down at about the 27-yard line. Wilson delivers Sutton into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver.
They went back to it, David. Bring everybody. Man coverage in the secondary, DB.
When a guy might play, anybody think Brock Purdy, a 7th-round pick, was going to play last year? Tune quarterback sneak, it's a 1st down. Think about that, Phil. You never know. Denver has 2 timeouts remaining. Used the timeout while challenging a spot. That's off the side of the foot of Hawk. But it hugs that left sideline and stays in bounds. It is down at the 2-yard line. We saw Nick Wallace bring pressure earlier. This time he's going to rush 4. And Stidham's pass is caught wide open. 1st down out past the 40. And out to the 47-yard line is Humphrey. A gain of 27 yards and a 1st down for Denver.
Down to the Nats behind, kind of like, you know what, don't bring food into a meeting room. Don't do it.
Stidham sacked. It's Cam Thomas on the takedown. A loss of 3 on the play. Well, they put a few seconds on the clock. Apparently the timeout was called earlier. 55-yarder is on the way. And it's good. So if you do the math, Wolf, and it might take you a while, 29 plus 22, what does that equal? Big run down the side, inside the 50. Out to about the 40-yard line, Jalen Virgil.
What they do behind the scenes to make it easy for the players and the coaches and everybody to do their jobs.
Pitch. Stidham's pass is intercepted. And it's Antonio Hamilton that comes up with the pick.
That gives him an old soul that I recognize, and I love that.
Williams getting the edge. And a 1st down past the 40, knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 13. 38-yard try here. And the Cardinals are on the board with 7:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 10-3. 2nd down and 10. And Stidham going to keep it here, and he fooled everybody. Slides for a 1st down. Gain of 13 to the 29.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd.
Their way of thinking. getting him at number 6, collecting all these picks, including a first-round pick, Houston's first-round pick, and their third-round pick as well.
And that got blocked. Getting a hand on that field goal try from Maher.
Oh yeah, that right. And suddenly the hand goes up and you bat the ball. Well done.
Tune in trouble and sacked back at the 30-yard line. He turned around and Jaquan McMillan was right there. It's a loss of 12.
You're going to have to go ahead and make adjustments to what he's comfortable with.
Tune to the end zone. Touchdown. Caden Davis got free in the back of the end zone, and Tune found him. The Cardinals within a point.
Great throw. And once again, good protection for Clayton Tune, and he puts the ball right on the spot.
Now they back off. Rush 4. Blau still in trouble. Spins out of there. Looking downfield. Now fires complete to Whitehart for a first down and a penalty flag down. Although in the secondary,
with being able to attack the line of scrimmage and slam it.
Going to keep it on the ground. DiMercato in trouble. And down he goes. Back at the 38 for a loss of 6. The Cardinals in Bronco territory at the 48. Play action pass. Blau setting up and swallowed whole. Back at the 45-yard line by Elijah Garcia. Blau in trouble. And down he goes again. And again it's Garcia with the sack at the 45. And the Cardinals will have to punt it away. 3rd down and 4. Opportunity here for the Cardinals to get the stop and have 2 minutes on the clock with possession. DiNucci over the middle, complete. What a play by DiNucci on the move into traffic. Bandy makes the catch down to the 42-yard line of Arizona. Ball on the Cardinal 43. DiNucci off a play action. Going to dump it off. McLaughlin able to slip a tackle. Got a first down. Finally knocked out of bounds, but first down for Denver at the 31 after a 13-yard gain. With a 2nd and 5 at the 26 of Arizona. DiNucci in trouble. Gets out of there. Backing up. Now lobs it downfield, and it's juggled and incomplete, but a flag. They're going to get Antonio Hamilton for pass interference. That's going to put the ball inside the 5. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Give to McLaughlin. And in for the Denver touchdown and the lead with 1:30 to go. Still time though for the Cardinals. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Pressure on Blau. Steps up, throws complete. Inside the 40, inside the 35. Arias with the catch, and they can't get him to the ground. The Cardinals are going to call a timeout. 2nd down and 10. Blau on the move. 4 seconds left. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Cobb somehow got free. And the Cardinals with 2 seconds left are going to go for 2 in the lead.
Wow, did he get both his feet down, David? Oh boy, David Blau with the great eyes. And a nice throw.
Brian Cobb's got both feet down. Cardinals will go for 2 with 2 seconds remaining. Boy, every time we've seen David Blau, preseason, regular season, he's made some plays. DiMercato wrapped up, but pushes the pile towards the goal line and in. Great run by DiMercato to get the Cardinals the lead with 2 seconds left. For the start of what the Cardinals hope will be something special with the new general manager, the new head coach, and a new philosophy.
DiMercato would not be denied. Put the shoulder pads down and delivered a facial.
Again, when you're trying to build a culture with a new front office, coaching staff, and half of your roster is turned over, this is a great way to start.